Hello, everybody. Son Adelaja here. We are back to you today with our Monday program that we do every Monday with Israel Balogun, the Nigerian Mindset. This is the title of this program that we do here, and it's for people who love Nigeria, who care about Nigeria, and who wish for something to happen in Nigeria. So, Israel Balogun is the host of this program. So he's the one that asks me questions and comes with different challenges. So to awake my awareness about the issues and happenings in Nigeria. So I'm going to give the word to him now, and he's going to lead the program. Hello, Brother Israel.
Hello, sir. Good evening, everyone. Welcome again on this platform. My name is Israel Balogun. Hope we are wonderful weekend. Today we want to start dealing with this topic in language. What DSA will do let's assume DSA is in Nigeria today, and this problem is the only problem he needs to solve. We want him to show us because as we have agreed and we have discussed over time that this should not be about DSA alone. That many of us can also pick up any challenge and provide a solution to them. So today, I am going to be talking about each of these problems. We are going to take it one after the other. The last program we had last week, DSA was saying that he has a list of over 100 and something thousand problems that Nigeria needs to solve. And we are going to be taking those problems one after the other. I don't know how many of it we can take, but I know as long as we deal with this problem, individual with interest who desire to be a solution to a particular problem can take what is about to learn on how to solve that problem and run with it. I also believe that this information or training that this will be provided, I call it training because I see it as a way in which it will be training individual to start looking into a particular area they are interested on. Today we are going to be talking about education. The next week we will talk about something else. And if today's one is area you have found yourself to be a solution to, you must take this very important and see that whatever you are learning here becomes something you can run with and become a solution. So this is the reason why I developed this concept. And then next week it will be another problem. Upper week it will be another problem. That's how it will continue. And then I believe as DSA is coming to talk about this problem, providing solutions, and then I will also be bringing the Nigerian mindset into each of these problems, how I think it will be difficult and how he intended to go about it. So today, I want to start by saying to DSA, sir, Nigeria has a record of 13.2 million children out of school. This is just a report that is released last week. 13.2 million out of school. The best university in Nigeria is rated over 820 something in the world. The best university in Nigeria is rated 800 something in the world. The educational system of Nigeria today does not provide individual with liberated mind, rather it churns out job seekers. These are the problems. Nigerian education today, apart from collapsed infrastructure, that our education does not even have any infrastructure. One other problem Nigerian education is facing today is that our curriculum does not deal with the issue as relating to our age or the way things are done, we still run on, we still operate like 50 years backward. These are the things Nigeria education is facing. I also said to you, sir, that Nigeria education is nothing to talk about, nothing to run up. You cannot, there's nothing to point out as the best. Those who intend to make best out of it, and the individual who have the privilege to study not within this country. We have Nigerians who are doing great all over the world, but Nigeria itself will not provide these great people because our educational system is of no relevance to 21st century. Presently, I want to tell you, sir, that the educational system in Nigeria already have a segment. There are people who are counted to be qualified for education, while there are people who are not counted to be qualified for education. For example, if you go to a rural area in Nigeria, there are many schools who does not have more than 3 teachers. And the teachers can only afford to attend or to come to school 3 times or 2 times a week. The reason is simple. The teacher will need to travel from. I'm trying to lay this foundation so that when I give room for you to start training us on how to solve this problem, and I want this to tell us in a practical, the individual can judge and put down information on the step to take and to provide solution to this particular problem, either in the level of state level, local government level, or national level. This is the extent in which we want you to take us to. So that every problem we're going to be discussing, we want to be taking us to the point where anyone who listens to this can run with it, getting more information that he may want to get from previous things you've had, they will be able to start something with it. So I am laying this foundation to see the enormous, the level in which the problem has gone. We are in a state where some children are not considered to have right to education, either primary or secondary education. And I've said there are schools in rural area where teachers only visit twice a week. Twice a week is a privilege for them, because the teacher will need to travel from another community who may take that person on bike to travel more than 3 hours to get to that school. And after the school, you have to travel another 3 hours to get back home. So they only can attend school twice a week. And the students already know that these are the days our teachers are coming. Those are the days they will attend school. That is the level in which Nigerians have been deprived access to education. DSC, if you are in Nigeria, how would you intend to solve this problem? Thank you, sir.
Well, I want to say I'm not sure I'm in agreement or I'm enthusiastic about this approach to these problems. Not that you want Mutiro. Because the program, the way we call it, is the Nigerian Mindset. So the way we started is that you are coming to challenge me about the Nigeria I'm coming to and the mindset that is there and how I plan to overcome those mindsets. But the way this is coming now, the way this is going now, you are making me to, if anybody is watching this program, they are going to be thinking that I want to contest a political office, or I want to become a politician, or I want to, go for election or something like that. That is what people will think. because the questions you are asking is more of the kind of question you ask politicians, so that the politicians could unveil to you their program or their programs, and then people will they will, so that people will elect them or vote for them. Since I am not planning to be a politician and I'm not contesting to be a politician, I want to change Nigeria, and I'm sure we will do that. We will be able to change Nigeria, including the educational sector. But so the first problem I have is that one. Even if I have a program, which I do, I don't think it is necessary for me to be broadcasting it to the whole world that this is the program that I have, this is the program that I have. First of all, that could counterattack. It could be a boomerang. It could come back to hurt us. Some people could steal it, or it could be hijacked or something like that. So it might not be the best thing to do. Secondly, even if I share my program right now, I don't see the good and the benefit in me sharing it to just a group of people who are watching that I'm not sure what they are, they are not professionals. Even if the thing is going to be shared, it should be shared in a confined environment of professionals who are working in that area. And then they must also commit to me that they are going to, use the knowledge I'm going to give them. If I'm going to be sharing what I have just in the air like that, it's going to be, for me, it's a waste. And I don't want to waste my resources like that. Just telling people, it's like people going to church. People go to church to listen to new revelations because they are having itching ears, lingering ears, itching ears. They just want to hear so that they will get knowledge. So I don't want us to turn our broadcast into, a program whereby people just come to get revelation for themselves or to get new knowledge and to be able to say, oh, that guy knows something, or all of them will be commenting, and it doesn't matter what I come up with. Even if I come up with it and I share my program, to a lot of people, it's just talk. So, and to be sharing program is not even correct because I'm not a politician. I'm just one Nigerian that wants to change the country and that believe I can change the country. But to be going from one problem to the other, the way I'm going to resolve them, what good would that do to people who are sitting down at home? They will say, come and do it now. So why are you just telling it? Come and do it. And so I would rather come and do it. But because we have started this program and it has already been titled and announced, I'm going to go ahead and share my program that I have for education. But I don't think it's proper for me to share, to be sharing all the problems and how I'm going to resolve them, to the public. It's not necessary to do that to the public. First of all, it could sabotage the thing. Secondly, there are enemies out there that are, not interested in the progress of the country. I don't want them to go ahead and hijack my efforts. And thirdly, the people who are listening now, it's not going to benefit them because they are not going to do anything about it. They are sitting down in Europe or America, wherever they are. They are not, they are not the ones to implement it. I am the one to implement it. So it's my program for me. It should be kept close to my breast so that when I'm on ground and when it's time to resolve the thing, then I could begin to do it. People just want result. We should not be naive to think that people are interested in anything else other than the end result. People don't want to go through the process, especially we in Africa. People don't want to know how you want to do it. They just want you to come and do the thing. They just want you to come and do your magic. And even when you are telling them how you are going to do a system, process, They will be thinking it's just you are just trying to be wise and you are just talking, and then they will be criticizing and everybody will be talking their own. What people really are interested in is come do what you want to do or what you can do. And that's what I want, that's the way I want to approach it. I don't know what you will say in regards to that. What will you like to say in regards to what I just said? Hello, are you listening to me?
Yes, sir. Thank you very much, sir. I am so glad. Thank you. Then you are going to take it in another dimension. I will bring out the mindset of the people in the educational sector while you deal with the mindset. Then no further need to talk about the program. Or deal with the mindset of Nigeria educational mindset.
You know, the education, this one, we can still do it. I'm just talking about going forward.
Okay.
Yeah, because I have my programs that I can share today, but I don't want to share further in the future because, it will be giving away too much. And people, I have a book that is say, do not spend the money that you don't have to buy what you don't need to impress people who don't care. It's not just about money. It's the same thing is true about resources, even wisdom. Don't give your wisdom to people who don't really care. And to people don't care really. People just want to get the end result. They just want to come and everything is working. They don't care how you do it. So, that's how people are. But since you are asking this for today, I will try to give you two, because you raised two questions. The first question is the 13 point something million that are out of school. What is the program that I have for that? I'm going to show a slide about that I already did, not today or not because of this topic. I already had this. I'm just bringing it out of my back to school, set our national slide. So I'm just going to tell my team to bring that one out. Then after that, I will tell you my general plan for education in Nigeria, how to resolve the educational problem in Nigeria, my own plans, my own way of resolving it. So I will start with the out of school children. Okay, so this is my own little presentation. This place is not talking about the nitty-gritties. It's not talking about the details. It's just highlighting the problem, and this is for my partners and my friends that were working on resolving the issue, especially for the fiduciaries and the financial partners that I'm working with to raise the money that is needed to resolve the problem. So it is for their sake. It is for their sake that I originally did this presentation, so that they will be able to help me raise the money that is needed. My own according to my projections, we will need $5 billion to resolve that problem of, I know we have 13 million now that are out of school children, but I projected for 15 million. Because by the time I get to the grant, by the time I get to Nigeria on grant, probably we are going to be having not 12 million, but maybe 15 million. I mean, not 13 million, maybe 15 million. So let's, okay, that was this time. I'm going to read the pages now. So this is get 15 million out of school children back in the school. That's the title of this. So this photograph is very important. I hope people are seeing it. And it was much not tell at Rove name, can't tell mayor's name. Yeah, so this is a very touching photograph here and a slide here. You see that boy? That boy could be as good as Sunday Adelaja, because I used to work as this boy. This boy is working as a laborer, as a petty laborer in construction. I myself know what that means. I used to work just like this boy, like this. There were different kind of works that I did before I left Nigeria at 19. By the time I was 9, between the age of 9 and 10, between the age of 9 and 11, I was doing this job. And it is the most paying job I ever did in Nigeria before I left. And this is bricklayer job. But since we couldn't be bricklayers and we were just petty laborers, and what we would do is that I would go to the site like this, and they would load something in the tray or in the whatever it is, in the pail, and we will be carrying it like this from one place to the other. But the effect of this thing is that it is dangerous for children like this to be walking. This is why UNO and UNESCO has banned child labor. This kind of child labor is prohibited in normal countries, and it's actually prohibited all over the world, in every country. No country is allowed to use child labor like this. I was getting 10 naira at that time, 10 naira for a day. For me and my grandmother, 10 naira for a day was a big money. And it was paying much more better than the firewood I used to go and carry from the bush. And so 8 hours of work will give you 10 naira. But if you look at that boy very well, that weight, because that is sand or cement weighs very heavy. So that thing is detrimental to the spine, to the spinal cord of those children. So that's why people get to be 40 and 50 years old and they are sick and they are dying. So that thing could ruin the spinal cord of any child, and it could ruin the neck as well. And the bones, a lot of problems could be affected. So this is the kind of evil that is happening to the children in Nigeria. Can you imagine not just one child like this, but not thousands or millions of them are out of school and they have to struggle working. Some of them, especially in the north, are involved in even more hazardous kind of labor, like going to mine, or in the south, going to do bunkering, and all kind of very dangerous labor and exercises that these children are involved with instead of them to be in school. In my own case, I was lucky that I was working like this only on weekends and during holidays. But there are some people who don't go to school at all, and they are doing this kind of hard labor. It is heartbroken and it is very sad. So that's what I wrote here in this place. I, Sunday Adelaja, was working as a child laborer just like this boy back in my village. So my own picture that I'm seeing in this picture right now, in this boy, is that this boy could be another Sunday Adelaja. This boy is supposed to be another Sunday Adelaja. And there are millions of them, 10 million, 11 million, 13 million children that are out of school. So can you imagine what Sunday Adelaja could contribute to the society or to the world? And can you imagine 13 million Sunday Adelajas like that? Or 13 million human beings like that could contribute to the economy? And they are not contributing. They cannot contribute because they are not being educated and equipped. So that's a major problem. And that's why I have a burden. And I'm so concerned about resolving these problems. Next page. Следующая страница. Это следующее. So 1 in every 5 out of school children in the world is in Nigeria. That's a big tragedy. Nigeria is a center where people don't go to school. Можно только slide показать на весь экран. I want you to have a better look at that slide. You see all those children? This is typical Nigeria for you. I mean, for us who are living in the West, when I show this to members of our church here in Ukraine here, Some of them just burst out crying. They just started crying. What is this? Why should children be doing this? I say, this one, you never see anything yet, though. This one is nothing compared to horrible sights you will see immediately you get to Nigeria. People in this country don't even know if this is possible, that this is happening in our planet Earth. But it's happening in my country. And I used to sell just like this one, just like these children like this. I used to hawk and sell, but I was going to the school at the same time. And 60% out of these 13 million people who are out of children, who are out of school in Nigeria, 60% of them are women, are girls. So see this one too. And these children are between the age of 5 and 16. Some of, a lot of them are selling, a lot of them are selling something on one hand, and on the other hand, you see all those other children in the north, they are waiting for food. And this is one of the reasons why they cannot go to school. They cannot go to school because if they go to school, they will not eat. That is why school feeding is compulsory. So this is one of the ways we plan to resolve the out-of-school children, Israel, if that's what you're asking. To resolve and to get the children back to school, we must feed them. We must support the program that the government is doing now, and it must be extended to all the schools, especially poor schools. We must make sure that we feed children in school, primary school especially, and secondary school too. That way, they will not need to bother about going to work for food. And their children, their parents also will not need to bother about feeding them at home because they will be fed in school. Sledushe. So this is the statistics. Between 13 to 15 million out of school children are presently in Nigeria. Look at this photograph. You see, I, Sunday Adelaja, used to hawk this same product because this is like custard in our language, pap, ogi and echo. I think they call the other one echo or something. So these are I myself used to hawk like this. Just, you see these children? That is me. That is as good as me right there. I used to do just the same thing. Just the same thing. And looking even worse than these children that are here. And they are not going to school. And it's affecting them mentally. It's affecting them psychologically. It's affecting them physically too. So all these millions could be given an opportunity. Millions of these children could be given an opportunity to go and get enlightened, to go and get education, and to be returned back to the society and to the workforce, and for them to contribute to the development of our country. Can you imagine a country where 50% of the people are not even literate? If they are not literate, how can they contribute to the economy? How can they contribute to the GDP? How can we compete with America, for example, where everybody is working? Or with European countries where everybody is not just literate, but if you don't work there, bills are going to kill you. You are going to become homeless. 99% of the people in the Western world are working, or they have worked and become pensioners, or they are working right now. But in Nigeria, they cannot work because they don't even know how to read and write. So they are not contributing to the real economy. And children like this, that is who they will become when they grow up. So it's not even profitable to the economy and to the future of the country. The country itself is supposed to be interested in getting these people to school. But since the government is not very enthusiastic about doing anything about it, they are too concerned about their own lives and their own well-being, then people like me who have gone through this and experienced this, the pain of this poverty and of this deprivation, that's why I've got to take this problem upon myself. And I've got to try to do my best to resolve the problem of, out of school children the best I could. And I'm not shying away from this. I want to challenge myself to be able to take away at least 90 to 99% of all these children out of the street and send them to school and help them with the primary and secondary education. So how are we planning to do that? One of the strategies I plan to use is to give their parents, the one strategy I already said it is to feed the children. Second strategy is to encourage their parents by giving them some subsidies. So if you will send your children to school and make sure that they go to school, they attend the school for the whole year, for the whole semester, we give you some encouragement. We'll give you some money, some finances. So you get some, some points. So by the time your children finish secondary school, we will reward you for it. That your children, you have done a good job by sending them to school and you are going to get some reward for it. So I think there must be incentives like this to be able to encourage, especially in the northern part of Nigeria. Without incentives, apart from feeding, we must give incentives to the parents so that they know that they have something to gain and they have something to lose also if they don't send their children to school. Okay? Yeah, this is another picture here. Can we see the full screen of the... You see those children carrying firewood? That's exactly the way I used to carry firewood from the bush and to the house, and then we take it to the market and go and sell. Instead of being in the classroom, like the counterparts on the other side of the photograph, these children are going to do hard labor like this. And according to our calculations, $5 billion will be able to resolve this problem. And that's why I prepared this presentation for my partners and my friends, so that we might be able to raise that, they will help me to raise that money. And we're getting ready to resolve that problem with or without the government. So there is what I spoke about. Feeding in school will help to resolve the problems. School uniforms and books is another reason why people don't send their children to school, because they cannot afford to buy the uniform for them. And that is either the government has to help people to go to school with the, to help them with the uniform, or maybe like other countries, they can go to school without uniforms, or something like that. But we have our own plans of helping these people with uniforms and books, and maybe that will also increase the attendance of those children that are out of school. Next slide. So the money we are planning to raise will also help address the problem of classrooms. If you look at the picture very well, you see those children. This is on the right. You'll be able to see the kind of classroom we are supposed to be having, which is normal classroom. But see the kind of classroom in most part of Nigeria. Outside, no even building at all. That is not the classroom. That is just like primitive kind of stuff. And so we might need to help renovate or construct some school buildings, infrastructure. Okay, look at this one. Look at this picture here. This picture here is Imagine on a Vesekran. Is look at abandoned bus that those students are using like their library. Can you imagine? This is a library they are using, they have. Because they don't have library in their school. I personally never had a library in our school. I never saw library before I left Nigeria. We never had a library in our school. And I never even saw one. I didn't know what it looked like. Just like these children. They are going to study in that place so that they'll be able to pass. And I see that they must be in the city or in town because they are even wearing shoes and socks. So that's supposed to be an advanced, civilized city right there with shoes and socks. And they don't have library. Okay, sledish. But with $5 billion, we plan to raise that money. And this is the way we plan to take them from primary school to secondary school, junior and senior secondary school, sledish. Now, Vesekran. Of course, there are a lot of partners and NGOs and organizations that are already campaigning to give education to children. Every child deserves quality education. There are movements. But what we are going to bring in is another dimension. We want to come in with donors and partners who will be able to help finance this whole thing. We will be able to come in and provide the amount of money that is necessary. But we will need all these NGOs because we need food workers, we need field workers, we need people who will be able to do the job. And so we plan to partner with all the people who are passionate about it. Next one. Sledish. So I told you about this, that I, Sunday Adelaja, used to sell firewood with my grandmother, just like these children in this picture. Sledish. Yeah, so this is about resolving the problem of children that are out of school for the love of God, church, and nation. I have another slide that I could show you, but before I show you the second slide, which is going to be about resolving my own strategy to resolve the bigger problem of education in Nigeria. That is the second part that I could show to you. But before then, I think I have to go back to Mr. Israel so that he could tell us what he thinks about. I don't know if you were able to see what I was showing or not.
Yes, I could see. I follow you. I look at everything that you're showing them. One of the things that I have to discover is you are not just talking, you have thinking when you speak. Nevertheless.
So I didn't hear what you said.
You didn't hear what I said?
Say that again, please.
I said most of the time when you talk, you don't just talk. You work with facts. So some of the things you are showing us are things that are so factual and that we can also relate with. But before we go to the bigger picture of how to solve the problem, I want to have this at the back of your mind here, saying that the mindset of Nigerians as it is right now is that education does not worth it. Amidst the youths, teenagers, and young ones, not necessarily at at northern part of Nigeria alone, even in south, southwest, southeast. And let me tell you, many people go to school in southwest as well. They are going to school for the sake of my parents are the one feeding me, I must obey. Secondly, those who proceed to university, they are looking for freedom to get out of the house so that they can do whatever they like with their life. And the question they will ask you when you tell them about need to give attention to education is, who has education helped? For instance, another Yahoo guy will tell you, my elder brother is at home, he graduated 4 years ago. He's still at home looking for a job. So the mind of the people towards education is already bad. Nigerians youth does not see any important thing, they don't see education to be something more important than just having money. I really want to have that also because I'm connecting this to Nigerian mindset. Nevertheless, we are going to be looking at to solve the problem. But the mindset now is already there among Nigerian youth that education is not that important anymore. What I mean education, I also mean that Nigerians does not necessarily want to go to school. Let me use the word schooling. Schooling is no longer important to anybody. The reason is simple. Because our belief about going to school is that you will be able to come out and get a good job. That is the belief. And that's not just what we believe, that is what the school has made us to believe. That's what your lecturer will tell you in class. That study well so that you can get good job. They will tell you for 4 years there are no jobs out there. You need to read very well so that you can get high score, so that you can get good job. That is the belief. And then eventually, what they have made us to believe is not actually there. So we have thousands coming out of school, still going back to learn tailoring, going back to learn a trade. So everybody is giving up on education or schooling. Let me use the word schooling. Everybody is giving up on schooling. Nigerian youth are becoming a fraudster, Yahoo boys, Yahoo girls. How do you intend to handle this mindset as you resolve Nigeria educational system, sir?
Yes, ladies, just slide. Okay, I'm going to try to resolve this question by showing the next slide, the next presentation that I have about education. And this is exactly what I believe will resolve that particular mindset that you are talking about. That mindset is as a result of the system that we have on ground right now, which is not working. So I want to approach this by telling you my program, my belief, what I believe is gone wrong, and what I think will resolve both the mindset of the people and the education, the way the education is right now in Nigeria. So that's what I'm going to, while we are waiting for the presentation to come on, I want to also encourage all of you to go and get this book, Nigeria and the Leadership Question. That is the book where I've written about how to resolve Nigeria's problem. Our friend Victor Bamishaye Victor says this book is the book that really gave him faith and, gave him a lot of eye-opening moment in how to resolve Nigeria problems. So if you really want to see how to resolve Nigeria problems, this book is going to be of a great help to you. So I'm going to try to go into this. Okay. So I personally believe that the biggest problem we have in our educational system is that our education is not based on vocational studies or technical colleges. So I believe that this answer to Nigerians' educational crisis will be to go to vocational education or education that is based on apprenticeship and technical studies, technical colleges. Nigeria is in dire need of highly skilled workforce that can generate a large service and industry. Okay, go ahead. Slide. Today in Nigeria, most laborers and unskilled laborers are imported from neighboring countries, whereas Nigerians complain of unemployment. And the reason we are complaining of unemployment, even though there are works in Nigeria, and other people from Congo, Togo, Ghana, Cameroon, Benin are coming to Nigeria and they are getting jobs. The reason they are getting jobs is because they have skills, especially from French-speaking countries. I don't know if Ghanaians are coming. Not too many Ghanaians are coming anymore. But we have a lot of people coming in from Togo, from Congo, from Cameroon, from those Benin, from Western, from French-speaking countries. And most of them are the ones, 90% of the unskilled labor work labor force in Nigeria now are being provided by the people from these countries, including Niger, Chad, and people like that. They are the ones taking our jobs. And not that, we don't have enough Nigerians who are unskilled, but they are not skillful. They are not educated. They don't have technical knowledge that it takes to do the kind of job that these people are bringing to the table. Our problem is connected with the form of education we inherited from the colonial masters. And when you say that, our people say, who has education helped? I understand what they are saying, because they finish universities and they don't have job. But if they had had the skills, the technical skills, after primary school and after secondary school, especially after secondary school, then it doesn't matter if they have a job after university or not. The skill will still have taken them through life. So that's why after university, people are now going to learn tailoring and things like that. It's a waste of time. They were supposed to have gone through that stage in their secondary school level. So what I said is that the problem in Nigeria, why our education is in the state where it is right now, is because of the form of education system that we inherited from the colonial masters. So what is this education system that we inherited that is bad and that is giving us all the problem? The colonial masters left us with a form of education which emphasizes the ability to read and write. That is on the primary and secondary school level. So on the primary and secondary school level in Nigeria right now, that is what people see as literacy. That primary school, secondary school is supposed to give us literacy. Because what the colonial masters wanted, when they were giving us education is to have managers and messengers who are locals. And the main focus of the education that the colonial masters were giving us is for us to be able to read and write so that we'll be able to communicate with them and so that we'll be able to translate for them. They just needed clerks. So as a result of that, most of the form of education that was introduced to Nigeria from primary to secondary level is called grammar school. And grammar schools, that is exactly what it's all about, is to teach you grammar so that you'll be able. That's why up to today, most Nigerians, when you talk, who say they are educated, what they mean by education is that they are able to speak fluent English. So they are looking, when you are talking to them, they are looking for any mistake that you make. They want to brag themselves that they can speak English. Because that is what grammar school is all about. It's about getting you to know the basics, just to be able to read and write and speak. So our people are going about and say, oh, I can speak English. So that they can brag. That way they are bragging on the ones who didn't go to school, on their fellow countrymen who are not educated, who are not as privileged. So they are saying we are literate, you are not literate. And our own idea of literacy is what I said, being able to read and write. But in England, America, Canada, and Western Europe, that is not the basis of education that is reigning there. So if you come to Europe, you don't see grammar school. Even in England, where grammar school was started from, you don't see them anymore as many. They are still there a little bit, but they are not the main thing even in England itself. But in America, North America, Europe, you don't see grammar school at all. So what do we have if there are no grammar schools on the level of secondary school in Europe? What is it that we are supposed to have? We are supposed to replace the kind of primary, secondary school education we have right now with a new philosophy entirely. And the philosophy we are supposed to replace it with is to say, just getting to read and write. That is for primary school. But at the level of secondary school, we are supposed to have vocational schools. Vocational schools. So that nobody can say he has finished secondary school without having a skill and without having having gone through apprenticeship, or without having a kind of vocation that he can work with and make money by. No way dash. So the model the colonial master brought to us and left us with is called grammar school model instead of a vocational school model. Look at these photographs. You see grammar school? That grammar school, that's the highest level of school we have in Nigeria. Grammar school, because that's what they brought to us. But in Western world, you don't see many grammar schools. But in most of the Western world countries, you see the second photograph? That is a school right there. That is secondary school. You cannot finish secondary school without going through this. The only difference is that, okay, in this photograph you are seeing, it is people who are interested, who are in the class of building. So they are taught the vocation, the skills in building. There are some people who will do other kind of things. Like mechanical kind of things, for example, like car repairs and things like that. So by the time you finish school, you can handle anything. Primary school, secondary school. You can do car repairs, you can do house building, electrician, you can do everything by yourself. And this is not just for some people in the country, the whole country. Can you imagine if everybody that has finished secondary school in Nigeria will have this kind of skill? Vocational schools are what we need to turn our secondary school to. Of course, there will also be, in secondary school also, apart from these vocational ones, there will also be the ones who want to study science and go to college, go to secondary school, go to university, or want to study law and go to university. But most people, it will be like this. 80%. In most of the Western countries, only 20% of people go to university. 80% of them are doing this kind of job. They are going through apprenticeship. After secondary school, they have the basic knowledge, then they go to colleges. And the colleges are the ones that are supposed to now teach them the apprenticeship so that they work with a master. And then they go, that's why most of the bankers in America and the world, they didn't go to universities. They went to commercial colleges and commercial banking schools, which are just their own, that is what they call vocational education. So for you to become a banker, you might not need to go to university. You just need to go to your vocational banking school after going through vocational school like this. For you to become an engineer or to do something, an electrician or things like this, you don't necessarily need to go to university. You only need to go to secondary school where you have vocational education like this, and then you go to a college where, that is in that direction where you now go to apprenticeship. That is what must change in our secondary school and university kind of education. Okay, go ahead, slide the sheet. So that is on the level, what I've spoken about so far is on the level of primary, secondary school. Now let's now go to the second level of education that we have in Nigeria. In Nigeria, apart from primary, secondary school, we also have tertiary institutions. That is like higher education, higher institutions. So, like I said, that we have inherited the wrong model from the military people, from the colonial masters. So I've already explained to you what they brought to us, what the colonial masters left us with in regards to primary, secondary school. Now let me explain to you what they gave to us in terms of tertiary institutions, or what they call it, higher education. So the higher education that they brought to us in Nigeria mainly is university. That is the only more understanding that we have in Nigeria. University education is everything. And that is a problem. What does university education do? And what does university education produce? because Nigerians don't have an idea about this. University education produces mainly white-collar jobs. White-collar jobs. And that is what they brought to us, and that's what they left us with. Which means, and what does that mean to an African? To an African, to finish university means I finish university to look for job. White-collar jobs are the people who are looking for jobs. White-collar jobs are the people who are looking to sit in offices. White-collar jobs are the people who want to come and educate, graduate from university and go and look for some employment so that they will sit in office. A country cannot be sustained by white-collar jobs alone. And that is not, the majority of the country should not be hoping to go to university to be looking for that kind of job. That's why our people are finishing university and they don't have employment. So, but the higher education that we need, our focus in Nigeria should be shifted from universities to technical colleges. Like I said, only 20% of people in the Western world go to university. What do they go to? They go to vocational colleges. They go to colleges and technical colleges. Most of them don't go to university. It is technical colleges or vocational colleges where they now go through and become specialists. So what do I propose for Nigeria? I will now explain on the higher level something. So as a result, most graduates, so on the tertiary level, education is seen more as a means of getting a white-collar job. I already explained that later. As a result, most graduates measure their education by their ability to speak good English. That's what we have in Nigeria now. And get an office job. There are several challenges with this understanding of education. The first challenge we will have in this case, and which we are already having, is that people finish school without tangible skills that they could use to feed their family. And that's why I understand the people who are telling you that whom has education helped. My brother finished 4 years ago, he's still sitting at home because the kind of what we call education, what we call schooling, university, is not, we are having the whole country cannot go to university the way we are doing right now. It is a failure in model. We should make sure that 80% of our people go through technical colleges. It is technical colleges that we should be the aspiration of most people. Most people should be encouraged to go. That is what will put food on their table. Because that is when they will not look for a job again. They can do things with their hands. The attempt to bring in correction through the junior secondary school and senior secondary school model still ended up a failure because the schools have not been reorganized to emphasize technical skills and vocational development for students. So our secondary school need to be totally rearranged. Let's see the picture here. This is secondary school here. See the photograph. In our own secondary school, you just sit down like this. It's head knowledge, theory. That is why even in our own engineering classes, people will finish engineering and they will not be able to do anything. Because it is head knowledge, it is only theory. But our secondary, especially junior secondary school and senior secondary school, this is my proposal. Junior secondary school and senior secondary school must be reorganized to become like this. At least senior secondary school. I have the details. We could discuss the details later on. But this is what school is supposed to be like. You cannot say this person who is on the right finishing this kind of school and the person who is just sitting in that auditorium, just listening to theory, you cannot say two of them went to school. No, the other one didn't go to school. Basically, we are still in the grammar school model in Nigeria right now. There are two ways to resolve this problem. One way of resolving this problem is to change the secondary school model being practiced in Nigeria today to emphasize, to turn it to technical skills and vocational development schools, just like these ones we are seeing now. Can you pull the ecran? These are the way secondary schools are supposed to look like in our country. Junior secondary school and senior secondary school. This is the way it's supposed to look like. That's what they call vocational schools. You see, look at this one. If we have a secondary school like this, then everybody will graduate with skills. Why should somebody who went to this kind of secondary school look for a job? You don't need to look for a job again. You already been trained, your hands have been trained to know how to do things. Even while you are still in school. The same thing with technical colleges. This is the way technical colleges operate. Only in secondary, in the technical colleges, they have become more skillful. They have gone through the process with a master. They have gone through the process of apprenticeship. They have now become masters. So they have certificates. So that is one way of resolving the problem, through secondary schools. But apart from that, the second way of resolving this problem is through a campaign, propaganda, and legislation to make the whole country be looking not into university anymore, but to redirect the attention of our school, primary school, secondary school graduates, that the only way for you to put food on your table is to go to technical colleges. We need to begin to lift the authority of technical colleges in our country. Another way of resolving this problem is to popularize technical schools as alternative to universities, which will emphasize apprenticeship, focusing on technical skills and vocational development, just like you see in these pictures. In Western world, less than, in some countries, 10% only go to university, or 15%. Averagely 20% go to universities, while 80% go to technical colleges. England is built, they built their economy not on grammar schools, but on technical schools like this. That's why they have industry. That's why they are industrialized nations. Industrialized nations build their whole economy on technical schools and colleges like this. You cannot be industrialized. We cannot become industrialized nation just by going to study theory. We need schools, colleges, universities where they will be teaching you hands-on like this. This is the secret of the Western world. Vocational trainings. So what is my own plan? I want us to build vocational schools, and I want to give you the list that I have. And these are all specialties. So what kind of technical schools I believe we need to build in Nigeria? We need architecture. We need architecture and building school, technical school, that will just be teaching people and certificate and giving them certificate and diplomas, so people can get their certificate on everything relating to building. As a carpenter, you must have a diploma, a certificate. As a plumber, you must have a diploma. That is what they have in this country. You cannot do any building work without a certificate. So we need a technical college that would, that will only deal with all architecture situation and give people certificate on architecture and building, automotive and vehicle trade, aviation, building and construction trade, brick and block laying. Bricklaying. It's supposed to be bricklaying diploma. It's supposed to be brick and block laying, or brick, you are supposed to have a diploma and certificate, even if you are doing bricklaying. Concrete technology, even to mix concrete, is supposed to be a diploma on its own. Carpentry, general construction, agro, technical, and farming technology. All these areas, we need different kind of technical colleges just in dealing with each one of these. So these are like 10 or 15 lists of something. These are supposed to be 10 colleges, different colleges already. So this list you have here is supposed to be different schools. So when we finish university, everybody will not be going to JAMB. Do you know the crisis in Nigeria because of JAMB? Everybody is failing JAMB. Why? Because they don't need to go to JAMB. JAMB is university education. Instead of going to JAMB, it will only be 20% or so going to JAMB. The old people, look at the kind of schools we need. All these are schools, colleges. People are supposed to be going to colleges in these directions. So there will be so many options for people to go and pick and study. And they know that by the time they finish these colleges, they will bring money home. But the ones who went to university, they will be looking for job. But these ones don't need to look for job. Because this is the essence of industrialization. Napone. You know, in this country, plumbing, there is a school for plumbing alone. College for plumbing. There is a college for roofing. Water roof, there is a college for, water system you have in your house. College. That is their profession. That's their own certificate. Earth moving equipment operator. That is a whole degree on his own. No, certificate on his own. Railroad construction. That's why we are bringing people from China. Because we don't have schools to teach people these things. Railroad. We cannot even construct our own railroad or railway. Because there are no colleges for them. Everybody is going to university. Digital imaging. Everybody just doing their own thing. Those colleges that are just teaching these things. External works and landscaping. That's supposed to be a school on its own for landscaping. Furniture and furnishing. That's a different school. Instead of everybody going to university that we are doing today, everybody say, I failed JAMB. You don't need JAMB. These are the kind of schools we need to. Waste management. That is a whole school on its own. There are people who are just coming up with their diploma and degree because they have finished waste management, for example. So everything is dealt with. All the problem that we're having, we have specialists for them. That is the essence of technical and vocational schools. Slide to share. Doors. Can you imagine the kind of doors we have in our houses in Nigeria? Those are ancient, just rubbish. In this place, there are schools just to make doors. Colleges just to make windows and doors. Fire protection. There are people who are just specializing in that. Marbling. How to use marble to do all kind of marble work. It's not like just this kind of people who are coming from the street, from the village. That is a degree on its own, a college education. People are trained to do marbles, graining, painting. Not just everybody just go and buy paint and begin to paint anyhow he can. That is school. For anybody, you don't need JAMB for that. You can just go and get skills. Painting and decoration, tiling, to lay tiles. You know people who are laying tiles in Nigeria? They don't know, they are not skillful. That's why our finishings are so bad. I've gone to houses that are costing $2 million in Nigeria, $3 million, $5 million. But the tiles, the way they put the tiles and the finishings are horrible. Because there are no schools teaching our people these things. Maritime schools, colleges, construction trades, health and safety trades. Those are colleges, diploma, civil and structural engineering. Those are diploma colleges. Electrical, electronic, and electrotechnology. These are all colleges just teaching these things. Yes, please. Food. All those women that are selling food on our road, they are poisoning us. They are supposed to be standards. The other day I just read that people who are selling food on the road, they are using petrol, motor oil that is used for motor and something, and mixing it with palm oil and doing and frying akara and things on the road. Because they are not trained, they don't have certificates. Napoleon Crown. So all those women that are selling things by the road, all those suya people, they are supposed to have certificate. And to go to this kind of school is not much. It's just for 1 year or 2. Some of them are 6 months. You can get all this diploma, but you have your certificate. The whole country is supposed to be going to this kind of schools everywhere. You don't need to go and sit in those universities for 4 years for nothing. Footwear production. All those people say, I do shoes. You know the way people who are doing shoes in Nigeria now, in Aba, do you think they have any degree of diploma? Of course, they are just doing it by their own, on their own. They are supposed to be certificated and, given diploma and be trained properly. There are schools in this place just for shoe wearing colleges. That's just the only thing they do. They are supposed to be sent to those kind of schools. Mechanical technology and trades, that's a school on its own. Real estate and valuation. You know, a lot of people in Nigeria are doing real estate. Ask them what school they finished. Where is their diploma? Here, there are colleges for valuation and real estate. Colleges. Many. Security and locksmithing. Lock. The lock you have in your house. Lock. That's a school and a college on its own. Allied health services, surveying and spatial information. Those are colleges. Media, irrigation specialists. In Nigeria, everybody is just going anywhere where it's lucky. But these are schools. We are supposed to have them in the hundreds, in the thousands. These kinds of schools, colleges are supposed to litter the whole country. Nobody will be thinking about university again because these are kind of concrete, practical, skillful work that will give you work. You don't need to look for a job. This is what the emphasis of education is supposed to be on. This is true education that brings development and industrialization. Not not grammar school. And not tertiary university like they are having in Nigeria right now. Yeah. Irrigation specialists, irrigation on its own. All those gutter you have, nobody is managing them because there are no irrigation even in farming and something. No, people are not trained. We need to introduce this apprenticeship and technical skills into either we introduce them into our primary and secondary schools, or we refocus the whole attention of the country to technical colleges as alternative to universities. That is how I see that we could resolve the educational crisis in Nigeria's leadership. These are the things that build a nation. Every civilized nation owes on to technical schools and vocational developments. I believe if we need to build a new Nigeria, we need to make sure every state has at least 10 to 100 of these kind of different colleges where people are just getting skills, diploma and certificates. If we can do that, then we are on our way to true industrialization in Nigeria's leadership. So that is what I personally believe must be done to reform our educational system for the love of God, church, and nation. I have to come back to you, Mr. Israel, because I'm done. Maybe I should also give opportunity to people who want to call. If you are watching us right now and you would like to call to this program, please go to Facebook Messenger, look for Move Agents Matic, and then send in your SMS or text that you would like to call. Just send in your message that you would like to call, and we will call you back. But this is, but Mr. Israel, this is the last time I'm going to show you my program, because I don't want to waste my, some people, I don't know, people are going to be fighting it, a lot of people will be criticizing it, some people will be doing all kind of things. This is just the only time I'm going to do this. So we are just going to focus on mindset. I want to hear from you anyway what you've had. You made me to do this today, but I will not do it again.
Well, yes, thank you very much for doing this. What else can one say than to say that anytime we have from you on the issue that relates to Nigeria, hope is restored. Yes, there's no time when one listening to you on how to handle and resolve Nigerian problem that hope is not restored back to us. And of course, you have made it very clear, defined ways in which education can be restored back to our people. And I also believe that the statement that everyone is making now in Nigeria that says, who does education help? We totally be handled and resolved through this system I just watched. Through this program I just watched. I cannot but thank you so much for making this available. In as much as we are going to stay on Nigerian Mindset henceforth, I know today program, anyone who have common sense, who have brain, who actually have brain, who think this what you just share is something to criticize. Then he has time must be Socratic hope. Honestly, I'm just telling you. There must be Socratic hope. Has anybody ever tell us this kind of a thing before? Have you ever asked somebody, the whole Minister of Education in this country cannot even imagine what he just explained? He cannot even give us such a resources. So to me, you have just restored hope. You have just made us to see that hope is not lost anyway. We don't actually know how to do or what best to do, but the moment because what I just saw, if that kind of a thing is right here in Nigeria, I can tell you, you have energetic, determined, ready youth who are going to take the challenge and they are going to make something great out of it. I can tell you. Nigerians are passionate about that. If they see any opportunity, they go all out for it and they make something great out of it. But today, because we have lost hope in education, because all we have been given is just to gain a white collar job and to go out of school and say I have a certificate and that's all. And everybody wants to say I'm a BS holder, I'm a master's. Now what is really nice is masters. The moment we finish serving, we go for masters, just to brag about the fact that I have masters. And eventually after the master's class, we discover that you have not even developed any skill. Thank you, DSA. I am most delighted. And I think you have done justice to the topic of today. There's nothing more else for me to say than to say thank you very much, DSA. And everyone want to call in can start calling in now. Thank you, sir.
Thank you so very much. Thank you so very much, Brother Israel. I want to challenge everybody that's watching us to go and get this book. It will really open your eyes to the history of Nigeria. This book here, Nigeria and the Leadership Question, is about history of Nigeria and how to and how to build the future of Nigeria. The latest book I just released, Argentina, is called Forget About Marriage. Ladies, forget about marriage. Build your life. I hope ladies will take this book serious. At least go and read it. Because this book is going to, of course, blow your mind, first of all, but it will also restore you back to you, the dignity as a woman and as a person before thinking about marriage. It doesn't say don't marry. It just says, put your priority right. Build your life first before thinking about marriage. Let's see if we have callers. if we are going to have callers, let's try and get them to come to the program. Meanwhile, for those of you who have not yet joined the mentorship program, go to sundayadelajablog.com/mentorship. You can join the mentorship program. And those of you who want to read my books and get it in Africa, in Nigeria, you can go to the website that is called DSA Books Planet. One word, dsabooksplanet.com. I think we have a caller. Hello?
Yeah, hello, DSA. This is Olariwaju Moses.
Olariwaju Moses, welcome, sir.
Yeah, thank you so much, DSA. And thank you, Brother Israel. I just want to share my knowledge, and also want to thank you because when I was in Nigeria, I said this story when we are celebrating your birthday. And I said when I was in Nigeria, I went to Polytechnic of Ibadan and I couldn't finish, and I tried a lot of things. But my friend told me to go and learn plumbing work. And I learned this plumbing work, ESA. And for 2 years, and I am proud of it before I left Nigeria. Because in 1 year, I can be able to save 1.3 million.
Wow!
In my account.
In 1 year?
In 1 year.
My God.
I have 2 accounts. Current account and saving account. And the current account and the saving account. In my current account, I have 1,030,000. In my saving account, I have 300,000.
My God.
This current account, I call it like this is whatever that come an emergency. It's like I want to buy land, I want to build house, I want to do this. That is, I don't touch it. And in my saving account, that is where I take money to my parents to give people's money to do my own whatever that I want to do. And when this American come out, I didn't borrow money from nobody. Even my father was asking me, how do you going to go? And I say, I'm going to go. I'm going to travel to the United States. And I travel with nobody spending. And when I get to the United States, after 6 months, I went to Unifree School, where I went to learn electrician and plumbing for 6 months. And after I finished, and I said, I still want to go further, I went to Associate Technical College for 2 years, and I get my diploma in telecom technician. And after I finished, they sent us to 3 companies, American, one of the companies, American, ITA and Cool company, and the second one is Bose. So I rather go to that Bose, because that Bose is a Bose telecommunication company, where they hire 10, because they send us 10. And that Bose company, they hire us immediately. That day they sent us there, they hire 10 people. And they started with a good pay, with $25 per hour. And I am proud of the DSA. I'm not ashamed to say this program today. And when I was doing this in Nigeria, all my friends that I left in Ibadan Poly, all of them were coming to me and saying, oh, why are you doing this? Why? I said, I have no option, I have to do it. And this helped me a lot, even to where I am today. And when you have shared this program, I was so happy, because even my brothers and sisters, when I tell them, my brother that finished from secondary school in like 5 years ago, I told him to go to Don Bosco Technical School to go and read, to just go there and learn something. But he said no. He said he wants to go to university. He didn't call me for like 2 years. He said he was saying a lot of things that I'm a bad person. And I said, you want to go and you want to be a doctor, you want to be this and that. So many people like that, when you encourage them to do what you are just saying, they don't want to listen, because they copy people. They want to go to university, they want to be a lawyer, they want to be what they know that even the one you are telling them is going to help them, they don't want to listen. So that's why I said I need to share my knowledge. I need to thank you for what you say today. Brother Israel that brought this program, the Nigerian Mindset. So thank you so much, DSC. That is what I have to say.
Beautiful, strong, powerful. Wow. That is a confirmation of all this teaching today. Wonderful. Thank you so much for calling.
Thank you, sir.
This is the future of Nigeria. If Nigerians will embrace this approach and this solution, our country will not just grow and develop, we will come to industrialization quickly, and our people will not be jobless. We can resolve the problem of joblessness if we will only embrace this approach. If we don't, we are going to keep on suffering the way we are right now. This is true education that will give you skills, that will give you specialty, but what we're having right now is a failure. Hello?
Hello, good afternoon.
Good afternoon. Who is calling, please, from where?
My name is Kenny. I'm calling from United Kingdom.
Kenny?
Kenny
Yeah?
from United Kingdom.
Kenny or...
Can you hear me?
Is it Kemi or Kenny?
Kenny.
Helen.
Kenny.
Kenny. Okay.
Yes.
Welcome.
I've been calling Saints for some time now, but I've stopped for quite a while. Dear sir, I really appreciate your program. It's really an high hope now. And I like the angle where you took it from. But I would like to take it from another angle.
Yes.
I think what we need to start with the primary education first.
Yes.
The primary education is too theoretically based, just like this tertiary institution you're talking about. I have my children that goes to school, and most times when they come back home, they do practical things in school. They make learning to be fun. In the primaries that we go to, when I was back home, someone like me, I don't like school. Because it's like, they're just telling us, cram this, the teacher will come, cram this, cram that. We don't feel the effect of what we're learning. I don't know whether you get what I'm saying.
Very well.
Like my children, when they talk about the historical things in United Kingdom, they talk about castle, different places. I mean, they go on school trips where they take them to this kind of places for them to see and have a feel of what they are learning in school, in the walls, in the classroom. We need to change the way we teach, even starting from nursery, the way we teach our children, starting from the nursery. It makes education to be fun. We need to make education to be fun, practical to us. Somebody that has been, when I was in school, I went to University of Ibadan. I have people that study computer science, they never see computer in their life until maybe later after they started working. Do you understand what I'm saying?
Sad.
We need to start from the primary education. I mean, United Kingdom now, as you rightly said, most of the people, they don't go to uni. Most people, is either the kind of courses they did it when they were in school or when they were working. There's a thing that is called, they call it MVQ. They said National Vocational Qualification. People do it when they are working, and in that they acquire knowledge. They grow from it. They are working and they are learning. We need to take that back to Nigeria. People need to know that. It's like you are saying, people need to understand something, that it's not only university that when you have certificate, and that's university certificate, that's when you can be set for life. No. Our parents have missed that. We need to reorientate ourselves that no, it doesn't have to be university. There's so many people that went to university and they have nothing to show for it. They can't even defend their qualifications. They can't defend their certificates. We need to go back to our primaries first. Change the way we teach our students, our children. Let learning be fun. Let's create an atmosphere of fun. There's this slogan they say in United Kingdom: learn as you play. Do you understand? As they are playing, they are learning. You will see a child of 6 years old in Nigeria, and she has crammed so many things on her head. But look at the child in United Kingdom. They might not know as much as they know, as the children in Nigeria knows, but they know the practical. They can use whatever they learn in school to everyday life. which we don't have like that in Nigeria. So we need to start from the primary education before we go even to the tertiary university. Everything is fine. All these programs are lovely. But as like I listened to one of your programs, the one you did with Brother Israel about Nigerian mindset. All of this thing is still about our value system, our mindset. Our mindset has to change. Every day I wake up and I ask myself, how did we get here as Nigerians? How did we get here? Where nobody cares for one another. When all we think about is money, 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 money. We believe that when I have money, I'm made for life. It's not like that. We need to reorientate ourselves concerning some things. Everything is all about money. There's some things we need to get back to where we were. We need to go back to the basis. Starting from our children. You see a child in Nigeria and little things, you test them with little things and they fail. Nobody understands anything about being truthful to one another, about loving their next door neighbor. All we do is that we suspect one another. I don't know whether you understand what I'm saying.
Beautiful, beautiful stuff. Beautiful.
Yes, we need to start. Like someone like me, I'm into health sector. I'm studying I'm working at the same time. I'm studying to be a manager, and at the same time I'm working. Even though I have my certificate in Nigeria, I'm not using it here because I don't feel it belongs here. So I have to start from the scratch. I have to start learning about all these things, and I'm applying, and at the same time I'm still studying and I'm still working. So that's what we need to practicalize in Nigeria. We should. Our colonial masters that say, oh, you have to go to university. It doesn't stop, or it doesn't have to be university. All the vocational things that you said, I'm just buttressing what you are saying. We need to inculcate it. We need to get our value system back.
Beautiful.
You, it's nice talking to you, sir.
Beautiful stuff. Thank you so much, Sister Kenny. I remember you used to call.
Yes.
Thank you so much. Blessing.
Yeah, bless you, sir. Yes, sir. Bye.
Oh, wow. Yeah. I hope that these people will take this serious, but I don't want to be sharing my plans with the whole world like this. You know, I just want to keep it to myself, and I'll be working. I know what I'm doing. I'm getting them ready. I know the time will come. I'm not just sitting here doing live broadcasts. No, I'm developing these things every day. I'm developing a new system to resolve another problem, a new strategy to resolve every problem that I will encounter in Nigeria.
Good evening.
Oh, hello.
Hello, good evening. This is Abigail from Holland.
Arabio, how are you, my sister? Welcome.
Fine. Sorry, this is so funny that I'm online. But yes, I just want to bring my own contribution.
Yes.
Yes, exactly. Like for me, I'm a cultural anthropologist, and that's what I'm studying as development sociology.
Yes.
So during my studies, I learned a lot about different culture and everything. And you know, for me, I live in Holland, so but I don't really see the problems around me. So like around maybe like last year, I was feeling like, okay, I want to do something from Nigeria, this and that and the other. I didn't know about all the problems that were actually going on there. So last year I went to Nigeria, only 1 week, because I went via my church, I went there. And I mean, after that whole experience, I was there with some of the pastors from Holland, and they were Nigerian. They grew up in Nigeria. And they were so, I was telling them, wow, yes, I really want to, you know, develop Nigeria. I want to do this, I want to do that. And every Nigerian, even when we were there and here, they always discourage me. They always discourage me. You, that has not even grown up in Nigeria, because, you know, I didn't really, that was my first time that I even went back to Nigeria in my 28 years. So I'm also young. So they were telling me I can't do it. You know, sometimes I will talk to people about it, that I have so many ideas, and they will always discourage me. And even when I was in Nigeria, and those two pastors, and I was expecting that, okay, men of God, they will understand that maybe God has put it on my heart or whatever. But even they were discouraging me so hard. And even after I started talking about it to one of the pastors, for the rest of the trip, he didn't talk to me again, because it's like something happened in the past with an experience that he tried to do something and the person destroyed the business. So he was like so emotional about it, and he didn't want to talk to me, and he was like, no, this and that. So why I'm telling this story is that I believe that there are many people in the diaspora Like me, for instance, maybe I have not really grown up in Nigeria, but I have a heart for the people there. So there are many people like me that they want to do something for Nigeria, and they want to do it from the context of intellect, from the context of analytical thinking, from the context of doing something for people that is not purely emotional but actually systematical, probably. But we always get discouraged by the Nigerians themselves. So, and the reason I'm saying this is because you were saying that, okay, you were not really planning on exposing the ideas that you are going to implement, which I understand. And sometimes I even think that, okay, is it wise to showcase all the information? But from today, what I've heard today, it actually encouraged me, because there was a month that you were talking about Nigerian development, and that whole month I didn't even listen. I didn't even tune into DSA at all, because I was like, I'm not ready for Nigeria at all. But today, I actually felt encouraged again to do something for Nigeria. So what I'm trying to say is that all this kind of exposition, because when I think back of all the bad behaviors that I've seen from Nigerians, all the things that are so discouraging, then when you are telling all this information, it's actually making me to think that, yes, I'm going to still be able to do something in future. Because now you understand why people are behaving that way, why people decide to be manipulated. Why are they trying to get money in a way that is not ethical? Because they are just trying to make a living. And if the school system didn't help them, then of course they are going to, like human nature, try to oppress and do all this stuff. So I just want to say, what I just want to say is that I know, sir, that you have your reasons for not wanting to disclose some of the things. But I also want to say that there's a lot of people, and I know, like me, that do want to do something for Nigeria, but discouragement from every corner is like crippling people. So I just want to say that this kind of programs really help us to be encouraged again, to have more understanding.
Are you aware that I'm going back to Nigeria I want to relocate back to Nigeria?
Yes, I am very interested.
Because I want to take 2,000 people with me, but most people who have registered are white people, European people from here, from America, from other countries, and I'm registering Nigerians too. So if you are interested, why don't you just go and register?
No, I did register actually, and I actually, to be honest, I feel it on my heart that I have to tell other people, other Nigerians especially in the diaspora, and to call on them to come to Nigeria to help the people, because we are the only one that have the information. We have so much access to knowledge and understanding, and then we are in a country where those things cannot even come to full potential. So, and I know that the reason that Nigerians don't come to Nigeria to do those things is because of the behavior that they are seeing.
Yeah.
So for me, I even have the burden. I have the burden that I want to tell people how they can import Nigerians, how they can do their own little part, because nobody is caring about all the people in the, that are not close to the big cities. Nobody cares about them. So the only people that can care about them are the Nigerians themselves, and they are scattered abroad, and there are people discouraging them all around.
I'm so encouraged to hear you. You are one of the very few Nigerians that have come across this way. And I'm so happy that you have registered. Once we are ready, we will write you. We will let you know. Yes. We are in the same team. And, I am determined to change Nigeria for the better in my generation. And we need as many people as possible to do that. So welcome to the team.
Thank you. Thank you for leading the way.
Thank you, my dear. Thank you so much. Blessings.
Yeah,
bye.
Okay, bye-bye.
Wow, that is good. That's very encouraging. That is the problem. A lot of our Nigerian people, we are killing our Nigeria because of our hopelessness. There is a book that I have that is called The Death of Nations. Please, you can put that book as well. The Death of Nations. The attitude that Nigerians have right now is more deadly to the country than even the evil that is happening there. Our, cynicism, cynicism is killing a nation. It's our, lack of faith in the country, and cynicism is what we are using to kill our country. We are killing Nigeria because of lack of faith in our country and the negative talk the cynicism that we're experiencing and we're, expressing in our talk. I mean, somebody wanting to Nigeria to do something, and we are discouraging him. We are discouraging her. The Death of Nations. Yes, this is the book. I would encourage most Nigerians to read this book. Then we'll be able to see that our attitude, how we talk about the country matters. And that's why the country is failing. Some people want to come and help the country, and you are saying they shouldn't come. That's what leads to the death of nations. Cynicism. See why countries fail. That is why countries fail. And I only hope that people will read this book. I think we have a caller now. Hello?
Yes, hello, dear. Say good evening, sir.
Yes, sir. Who is calling from where? Is that Peter from Belgium? Yes,
Yeah.
Nice to hear from you, Peter.
Yeah, good evening, dear. Thank you very much for the time, your sacrifice for all the work that you are doing. When I'm listening to you, anytime I'm listening to you, I feel very, very happy, very exciting, very hopeful, and very blessed. Because the things that this program is, this program that this program is really educative and informative at the same time. This Nigerian mindset of a thing is a very big issue, and is a very big issue for us today, because even some of Nigerians here in Europe, when you talk to them with the understanding that I have now, some of them don't seem to agree with you. I will first of all take example from this Saturday, because I make a video that is on Facebook that I try to talk to some group of people. They say, no, forget it. Your voice cannot even be heard. I've tried to educate them, to tell them, no, this thing is going far, it's going wide. Nigeria will change. This situation that we are today will change. Some of them don't want to, they don't believe it, they don't want to accept it, and they don't want to listen to you. They don't want to add a solution to it. That's apart. When you talk about this education in Nigeria, I feel that you have hit the nail. You have hit the hammer on the nail hardly, because the kind of the education we have in Nigeria, even before I came to Europe, I didn't got the understanding. Those days, because I learned furniture in Nigeria. I learned work. I learned how to make bed, chairs, and all these things before. I started doing other things before I came to Europe. So just to call a long story short, when I came to Europe, when I was looking for work after I got my papers and everything, the first thing they asked me in my company was, what did you do last? What was the work you did in your country? I told them I did furniture. Instantly, they took me to the department of the woods department, like making pallets and all this, But from there, I went to their technical vocational schools and everything. Sometimes in Nigeria, when you ask our people to go to and learn work, they don't want to learn work. They said, can I learn work when I have to go to school? And as you have all that you explained about this education here in Europe, it's still the same in Belgium here. People who learn technical work, so many different kind of work, where you name all of them: painting, plastering, bricklaying, all electrician, carpenter, and these are very, how to say it, very important work.
Yes.
Work, because even now, I used to, when our people buy a house here, I used to go with a group of friends, we go and fix it. I know sometimes it will be Saturday, I work on Saturday, Sunday, 3 hours on Sundays. I know how much I'm getting because of the handwork that I have, because of my handwork, But in Nigeria, when you tell them, and you now look at it in another way, all the universities in Nigeria, they are not even teaching the people. They don't even know anything. The teachers, you have to block the lecturer, you have to bribe your way out in everything. Then we now come down to the people who are supposed to bring the light, which is the church. They are not building all these kind of vocational schools. They are building universities and the same system, because they don't have the ideas. like what you are doing, GSA, I don't see even Nigerian media, they are not doing all these things. Nobody have this idea. The way you are analyzing in all 2 hours alone, any reasonable person will get understanding from your word, from your teaching, from the knowledge that you have. Our education, we have to go back. We have to, because if you look at in Benin, my state, when you are looking for a workman, years ago, you are looking for a workman, a big guy, sometimes it's difficult. You will find other tribe. When you are looking for somebody to clear your grass for you, to take care of your compound, you go and look for Hausa man from Niger. When you are looking for a painter, the guy that paints my house is from Togo. The plumber was from Togo, from Benin Republic. My friend's hotel, the people who plaster, who build it, they were from Togo. You will see our people don't want to learn. Some of them maybe it's the mindset, is the value system. I don't know how we call it. Even in my own time, we used to learn work before this Europe of a thing started coming and everything. But this next generation now, they don't want to learn work. They don't want to do anything. They just want to make money. They just want to make money. They just want to buy Jeep. They want to build house without having any occupation at all. They don't even have anything. So I'm so very happy for this enlightenment, like towards that lady that called from Holland. You know, some people don't want to listen to you, but we that is listening, we are taking the message to other people, and other people are listening. My prayer is for God to really take you to Nigeria very soon, very, very soon. Because I know that people are still there that want to listen, that want to do something, but they don't have ideas. They don't know what to do about it. Because most of people, they have used this message, breakthrough messages and everything, all these miracle messages block their way of reasoning. So people don't reason in Nigeria good anymore. When you are talking to some of your family in Nigeria, they don't listen to you. Their own is just, give me the money, I need the money. When you ask them to go and do something for you, they will not even do it. They will eat your money. There's nothing you can do about it. The system, the value system, the corruption, the mindset, the attitude, the manners, everything is just too annoying. But I still believe that the appointed time have come. As I've always said, the appointed time have come. I know with you, DSA, with what you are doing now, what you are saying, the sacrifice that you are doing now, it will not be in vain, because Nigeria is too big to destroy like that. The population is too big. Nigerian people are too nice to be destroying. Now, the way they have destroyed, they have succeeded to destroy Nigeria, the people mind. To learn work in Nigeria now is just a taboo, it's a sin. People don't want to learn work, honestly. Nowhere to even learn the work. People are just looking for quick money everywhere, miracle. Hey, I want to, it's so annoying. But for me, what you have just, the education system have to be scrapped. All those universities have to reduce and turn them to technical college, turn them to
vocational colleges.
Vocational colleges, yes, because all those schools, what are they doing there? Actually, if you really look at it, if it's not the way you explain it, I will not have the understanding that this is what we are grammar school. Really, it's grammar school. If you see some of our people have broken English, big English today, you think that, and nothing. You can even see them when they are talking on the TV, when they are having all these Nigerian stations, all these politicians, the way they are, nothing will come out from it. And people said they are looking for work. Even when I was in Nigeria, on my age, when I was learning carpenter, I work in a company, Piedmont Plywood Olugbo. There were white folk, people that were controlling the company then. There were people who have mentioned this, many people know the company. I was receiving a huge amount because I learned work. I was doing carpentry there. We were making boats. We were making, building a canoe and all this stuff there in that company there. Then when I was still in Nigeria, I was pretty young. I was like on my 21, 22 years then. But now, nothing like that. In Europe here, this is what I'm using. People, if you learn work, you get job. If you go to their school, electrician, you will get a good job. Look at one of my friends here, because he went to wedding, he learned wedding. He's a Nigerian boy. They gave him a private, like a pickup with the company car alone. Because he learned wedding. He don't even understand the language because he learned it good. most of us don't want to learn work here. So some people still don't want to learn work here. But the opportunities are still here too for people to learn and go to school and do so many other things. Because of that mindset from Nigeria, some of them don't want to do it. So TS, I just want to thank you for the informative program, educative in every aspect of our what have really affected us in our lives in Nigeria. That is what you are talking about. And I want to still thank our brother Israel Good News Balogun for his time and innovative question on the Nigerian mindset, all this program. I really want to thank him for his good work that he's doing too. I just want to thank him for bringing this all these subjects up and for you to give an answer and give informative answer and solution. Thank you, DSA. I really appreciate it.
Wow, Peter. Thank you, sir. Thank you so very much. Very, very good. Very, very constructive. Well, Nigerians are so negative. I know that Dr. Ano and Dr. Victor read this book, The Death of Nations, and they will tell you that what we are doing right now by speaking so negative about Nigeria and by being so pessimistic, that is exactly what this book is about. You will see that it leads to the death of nations. And if we don't want our country to die, we need to read this book and be able to change our attitudes. I think we have a caller. Hello?
Hello, good evening, Mr. DSA.
Yes, sir. Who is calling from where?
It's Gode, calling from Italy.
Gode.
Yeah.
Gode.
Italy.
That one is my name, oh. Yes.
Yes, it's a pleasure. It's a pleasure. Yes, in fact, I really want to encourage you. I really want to thank you for what you are doing. In fact, I thank God for the passion that you have for Nigeria. And I thank God you are showing a very good example of Christianity. Because the Bible says we are the light of the world, and also we are the salt of the world. And I thank you because every day, the revelation about Nigeria are being unfolded every day by you. In fact, I know why God took you away from that country as a little boy. Because if you have been there in Nigeria, I'm telling you, all these GOs, all these mainstream Pentecostal churches, they would have corrupted you.
Yeah.
In fact, I begin to see why God took you away from Nigeria at the tender age.
Yes.
In fact, the government of Nigeria has failed the country. But you are telling the mainstream Pentecostal churches that if the government has failed, that we the Christians, we are the salt of the world.
Yes.
And in fact, every day I begin to listen to you. In fact, I begin to understand the scripture. DSA, I must tell you that anybody who is coming, even Christ, they call Christ Beelzebub. I must tell you the truth. You are really on the God side. I've been watching all your programs. In fact, now you are coming with Nigerian Mindset. In fact, DSA, I must tell you that as far as I'm concerned, I know God is with you.
Amen.
I'm behind you. In fact, I know all my friends, they blocked me. Why? Because they think that you are coming in to stop all the activities they've been doing. In fact, all their selfish and egocentric, in fact, behaviors and all that they are using to get money from people. Even right here in Italy, all these Nigerian pastors, the mainstream Pentecostal churches, they are still coming here to bring Nigerian mindset.
Yes.
Collecting money from all these Lacodusa boys. Collecting time from there, they are not working. Government is giving them money. I was discussing with a pastor, a brother of mine in Lekki. He was telling me that if tomorrow I buy a private jet, is it bad as a pastor? He has forgotten that church is a charity.
Yes.
That money is being contributed by tithe and offering and the rest of them.
Yeah.
In fact, it is. You use it you plug it back to the society. But Nigerian pastors are not really giving back the money back to the society. Jesus Christ said, he said, I was hungry, you didn't feed me. But in fact, they are using all this money to buy a private jet to take care of themselves and not the people. In fact, DSA, in fact, God will bless you.
Amen.
I'm so happy that I have I have a man like you are more than an institution.
Hmm.
Because anybody that do go to school, I must say the facts. Listen to you, we know that actually you are facing reality. You are coming from the right angle. You are coming from the right angle. I've been listening to all your series. Right now, in fact, as I'm talking to you, I'm doing what? I'm sharing your messages. I'm doing what they call it, party. In fact, all my friends here, all those pastors, because I'm very close to them here, all of them has blocked me because I'm listening to you. One of them was telling me that in fact he was listening. I mean, he didn't listen to you before, but now he doesn't listen to you. But DSA continue. At least God is with you.
Amen.
If God really want to change Africa, in fact, I want to stop here because other people want to contribute as well. DSA, we are behind you.
God day.
One with God is a majority.
Amen. God day.
So
thank you so much for calling today. Very,
really
very encouraging. Thank you, sir.
Carry on, sir.
Thank you, sir. God bless. Yeah. For those people who want to join our team to go to Nigeria and, try to bring a better country about, please go to sundayadelajablog.com/Nigeria. Just go to sundayadelajablog.com, then you put /, then you write Nigeria. So sundayadelajablog.com/Nigeria, and and you will find a form there, the applications. You can fill that up, and that is how you join our team. And for people who want to join the mentorship program, it is sundayadelajablog.com as well, only /mentorship this time, /mentorship. I think we have a caller. Hello?
Yeah, DSA, good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon.
Sorry, I want to speak.
Yes, who is calling from where?
Yeah, this is Solomon Raj. I'm calling from Boston, Massachusetts.
Yes, sir.
Yes, I've been listening to today's program from the very beginning, and I was so excited from your first statement.
Wow.
That you don't want to disclose your information. These are hard work you put into these things.
Yes.
You spend days, nights, sleepless nights, putting all this information together.
Yes, sir.
Anybody that has done a presentation before, we know that it's not just coming to cut slides and put in the thing. And just as you said, you are just giving this information out. How many people are running with this information?
Yeah.
People are not running with it. We just come, feel excited, and call and say, "Oh man, this is mind blowing," and it ends there.
Yes.
So there was a time I called. I was saying, I was a little bit skeptical to really express myself concerning this question, even though we're talking about mindset of Nigeria. And because of what is going on, some people will come, cut the video, go out there, say all kind of shit they want to talk about, and people are also watching it. People that are watching are just on the verge to attack, to just attack unnecessarily. I want to say thank you for the presentation. It was indeed mind blowing to me. I couldn't. It's just what we didn't even think about. Is it the vocational schools? This is just, I think this is all we need in Nigeria at the moment. Because if we can get this right, the Nigerian education system will be transformed.
Yes, sir.
Right now, even the teachers we have, they are not being paid. How much are they being paid?
Yeah.
They are not being paid nothing. And that means as a result, there's no motivation. There's no motivation for them to even go and teach. So how can they be motivated? You've said it all. Right now, we don't have employment. The employment rate is so low that even people are scared of even, creating jobs themselves.
Yeah.
And they can't create jobs because they don't have the skills.
Yeah.
I went to technical college. But even in the technical college, there was nothing.
Yeah.
They don't have the equipment even in the school to teach. I mean, for the practical, for you to learn the skills. No equipment. We were sitting on the mat.
Wow.
on the mat, right in Nigeria, before my dad have to come to the school, inspect the school, I say, no, but you can't fit in this school. So it's just like that everywhere. And secondly, I want to talk about regional differences. You know, we have regional differences in education. Like in the north, you see, these people have their own set of religion. That their religion permits things, I don't know how to call it. The religion itself permits some kind of, you know, going to school without chairs. They are allowed it because even in their mosque, they don't use chairs.
Yes,
so
yes.
things like that. So those are other areas too. I'm just looking into that. Oh man, regional differences could be a kind of obstacle. But with what you said about incentives,
yes,
I think that would go a long way. That would go a long way. DSL, I just want to say thank you. But I'm so happy with your statement. I think what you said is just the gospel truth. This information. DSA, you want to try us? If you want to try those of us that have applied in this course, this Nigeria, just invite all of us to Ukraine and see how many people we turn out. Invite all of us. I'm included. Just put a date and say, see, all those guys that have registered, come. I want to start training you now, and see the outcome. Yes, thank you and God bless you.
Solomon, you're speaking like Solomon today. Thank you so much, sir. Thank you. All right, guys, that will be the end of it today.